inside the J. Michaels studio.
People know me.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hot tub. I'm full of water. I say hot tub. Hot tub.
What shirt you got on today there, Wildcat?
Says,
have a nice day.
Have a nice day.
Somewhere else.
Well.
Yeah. Will it make me sweat?
Yeah.
Still in the hot tub?
Yeah.
Will it make me wet?
Yeah. Well.
Hey, yesterday he came in with his big K shirt on.
Oh.
UK.
Oh,
UK.
did you?
They won, baby.
They won a nail biter, 5 seconds at the end, and
over Mississippi
Shepherd
State.
over Mississippi.
But there was
State.
at Mississippi State's home in the dome.
That's right. It was 91 to 89, and this dude.
We got a bulldog
this
right
dude
here.
Shepherd.
I got a finger trying to
Read between the
You're
lines.
number one. Hey, you're number one, Wildcat. Unbelievable. Yeah, Kentucky gets
You
it
notice
done.
I
Good
had his
win.
microphone turned off.
Speaking of big wins, man, Arnold. Hey, this is for Glenn Manley and all his.
I got it right here,
school.
my stuff, buddy.
Arnold wins. They're going to play for the state championship. Who are they playing?
They're playing Jesuit.
Tampa. Yeah,
Tampa,
another private school.
Well, they're number 1 and number 2. That's the way it's supposed to work out, right? And they play the Friday. So
well, go ahead and finish up on the local. Get your local.
Okay. Well, before I get into Arnold's big news, I want to just give a shout out to my buddy Jeff Johnson, the head baseball coach at Chipola. He won his 1,000th game.
Yeah.
Woo, baby!
Great coach.
1,000th game. Yeah. We've come a long way since our refereeing days, but anyway, he's been there 28 seasons.
Great coach, great man. I hear
Won
great
national
things about him.
championship 2007, 2017, 2018.
Tell everybody his name again.
Jeff Johnson.
Jeff Johnson.
So, coach of Chipola Indians. He was also the coach of the year in those years, 2007, 2017, 2018. He was inducted to the National Junior College Hall of Fame 2020 and also 2023, the Florida Hall of Fame. So, congratulations, Jeff. Doing a great job. Touched a lot of lives in those 28 years. So a lot of major league players come out of there too. Mm-hmm. All right, Arnold, congratulations to Coach Hammond and the Arnold Marlins, 4-2 over Pembroke. It's really
Marlins.
Pembroke Pines is the name of it, but it was 0-0 at the end. But they won 4-2 in the shootout, and congratulations to the senior goalie for stopping those.
Yeah, great job.
They will play Jesuit on Friday, and in the 6A,
They play Friday.
They play Friday, March the 1st. That's Friday.
Dang. Okay.
Right. So they just got them scattered because they got, all that. But in Niceville, they play today, and they will play at 7 p.m. They will play March the 2nd if they win, and so that'll be Saturday. And then when we go down through the boys soccer district or state championship game, Gulliver Prep has already won. That's a private school. Trinity Prep won last Friday. They're from Winter Park, and Carrollwood Day. They're from Tampa. So that's another private school or charter school that came out. So that's how it goes in the boys. So you can look at hopefully that. 1 year Bay High went to the Final Four. We declared ourselves the public school champions because, we had all those others. But congratulations to them. Hopefully we'll make it 2 out of the last 3 years for Arnold. And then the girls soccer, Bishop Moore, the champs there, private school out of Orlando. 3A, Montverde Academy, they're champs out of Montverde, Florida. And 2A is Lakeland Christian, not Lakeland High, but Lakeland Christian. They are the champs, so that's going on. Boys basketball, Chipley will play Williston. They're the number 1 seed on Friday, and they'll play the winner of Hilliard and Crossroads Academy. If they win, that'll be on Saturday. And then 2A basketball, Sagemont, which is out of Weston, Florida, that's down by Miami, plays at Orlando Christian, so that's 2 private schools. And then 3A is all private school playoff. I didn't write their names down. And then Andrew Jackson will play they're out of Jacksonville. And Mainland, Daytona, that's 6A, 5A, and 6A. And Edgewater with John Mason, who is a Bay High graduate and played in the Final Four himself, will take Edgewater down to play Charlotte on the 7th of March, of all things. That's next Tuesday, I believe. And so that's congratulations. The girls, Ponce de Leon, this is girls basketball. Ponce de Leon has to go all the way to Lakeland to play Graceville. So they're number 2 and number 3 seed, and they will play, whoever wins that game will play the winner winner of Wildwood and Hawthorne. So those are Hawthorne seems to be in a lot of things here. You know,
Good school.
Yep.
Good school.
And then 2A, 3A, 4A, they're all private schools.
And you're surprised?
No, I'm not. But you know what we should do is we should make, in each category, should make private schools play their own state championship.
Never happened. The politicians down South Florida will never let that happen. And Central Florida.
Right. So didn't have any softball or baseball scores from last night. I couldn't round them up. Plus, I'm getting old. My nap time cuts in. So
yeah, we can tell you are looking older, but you're doing fine, by the way.
Yeah. As far as I know.
Today, Patrick, Turpro Pest Control. Pat's birthday is today. Pat Garner, happy 50th birthday. That's hard to believe he's 50 years old because he looks so young. But I was told he's 50 today. So, Pat, happy birthday. Hope you have a wonderful day. And if you're out there in your yard just not looking manly enough, he can make it happen. Pat and his crew can get out there and get that yard looking absolutely gorgeous. But happy birthday to Pat. And I hear they're going to have something special for him today.
Ooh.
Yeah. I can't tell you.
Don't reveal it because.
Yeah. Wildcat, let's talk about your Kentucky boys.
Man.
What are they going to do? I don't think they're going to win the regular season in the SEC. It's going to be between Tennessee and Auburn, I think. Maybe Alabama.
Going to find out a little bit more about Tennessee this weekend, I guess.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like
Tennessee, Alabama.
Like Manley
Saturday,
said,
ESPN.
They're
Sleeping giant.
And that they were 10 points down at halftime. And they came back. They fought hard. And
you think they gave so much against Bama?
Are you listening to this, Brian?
No,
he got cocky lately, man. He got really cocky lately.
He'll
They've
be
been winning lately.
He usually is pretty quiet now. He's starting to really.
Shepard's daddy used to play for the UK Wildcats back in the days of Richie Farmer and Cedric Jenkins and all those guys. And
is everybody happy with Coach? Is Coach now back in good graces? I still think they're
for today.
Yeah, for today. Yeah,
he doesn't care. He wastes $10 million a year. You just go home. Who cares? I mean, you know. Hey, we want to thank Coach Oles for sending me some scores today. Softball, North Bay Haven 8, Bozeman 0. And then also Cottondale 14, Chipman 2. Thank you, Coach Oles, for sending me
that was softball?
Softball. Vernon 16, Destin 2. So Coach Oles, and he's got the whole family calling him softball, baseball.
Coach Bowles is a good man.
He is.
I would say he's a great man.
I don't think he ever goes to sleep. He coaches referees.
Tell you what, he's a good person.
He is.
I like that guy. I really do.
So we have to take care of him sometime. I don't think we took care of him on the Senior Bowl this year. So anyway,
that was your fault.
Yeah, it was. Thank you, Coach Oles. We appreciate you, man.
All right, defensive lineman Bishop Thompson, former Florida State football player. Guess what? Guess what he did?
He got left out. He got dismissed from.
He got kicked off the team at Colorado by Deion Sanders.
Man,
violated team policies, and he is suspended indefinitely. So I don't know what he did. Was he a bad boy at Florida State and Tallahassee? Did he do some wrong things there? Is that the reason he transferred out? What can you tell me more about this young man?
I don't know anything about that, but he probably stole the Lamborghini that belongs to Chicago.
You don't have to show him. You don't have to show him more. They'll just give them to you. It's good enough.
I don't know, but evidently, people don't realize though that actually Deion Sanders is pretty sticker on rules now.
Yeah, he really is.
Yeah,
he truly is. He gets.
But I don't know that. That's one of those that's not going to be disclosed. I'm sure.
And I don't blame him.
Right. I mean, if you dismiss him, that's enough. That's national news.
It's like Saban used to be the same way. Nobody business him. Feinbaum get into it because he wouldn't tell anybody what's going on or what he's going to do. And I like Deion for not spilling the beans. I kind of like that in a way. But anyway, you guys a good FSU later today?
I do.
Okay. Spring football has started at Auburn.
Yeah.
I saw a clip of that 5-star receiver they got from Foley. Goodness gracious, that's like a grown man out there. He reminds me of Julio Jones. He's got that built, big, physical guy that can move. Auburn's got some really good skilled players. I'll talk more about it during the Auburn update, but we're going to split up the Auburn because we got to get flow some stuff on Florida. And Mark has got some issues, health. I'd ask all of you to pray for Mark McLeod. He's going through a little bit of things right now. Going to be fine. Everything's going to be really good, but he had to go through some stuff, so keep him in your prayers that his health is good. And we'll have him on, I believe, next Wednesday, if everything goes well.
He said soon he'll be out soon.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Also, in the local news, too, as you well know, Ryan Mulvey is going through some issues, but they're going to have a Mulvey family fundraiser, a golf tournament, April the 12th at Bay Point, of course. And so go on the Bay Point website and see.
You're going to sponsor a hole for me.
They actually going to be on the team. So
and sponsor a hole for me.
They're going to have. They're going to have
donation.
Yeah, because y'all pay me so much.
Now wait a minute. Is it? He told me it's going to be April.
April 14th.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Friday, April 12th. I'm sorry. And it's a double shotgun. They'll have two waves. One will go off at 8. One will go off at 1. And
I wanted to do a GoFundMe, but he was against it. I understand. So we got to make this one a big deal.
Yeah. So hopefully they'll have enough teams each time. So get out there and do that. They'll have sponsorships. There'll be gifts and all that stuff. So get out there and do that.
I think too. We're going to get you to sing a little bit.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be.
I'm not going to sing the national anthem because I can't go that high. So
yeah.
But anyway, and also Coach O's was just firing me up today. Bay won in baseball. 1-0 over Gadsden County. So
well, now we don't need to call Hudson now. Thanks a lot, Coach Oles. Golly, man. Now I hope we have Coach Hudson on here.
Excuse me, that's softball. I'm sorry, softball.
1-0 softball.
Yeah. So basically,
hey, you had mentioned those Marlins in softball.
I didn't get anything from Coach Green yet, so
they're good.
If he's listening.
They're good. All right, let's talk about some of our great people. Today is the day we've all been waiting for. The legendary J. Michael's Restaurant will have that spaghetti today. It's outstanding, special sauce, top secret recipe. He will not give it away. Go check it out. You'll love it. If you've never been over there on a Wednesday and had lunch or dinner, I'm telling you, it's that good.
Yep.
You got to go get it. Make sure you go today. It'll be packed out to lunch. And tonight it'll be packed out. It always is on Wednesday because it's such a big item there. But they got the best seafood at Colas Beer, J. Michael's Restaurant on Thomas Drive. Also Wednesday over in Lynn Haven. If you're over in Lynn Haven, over in town, over Glenn's Way, get out to Beef Row Braised in Lynn Haven, $9.99, 10 wings and a side for only $9.99. You cannot beat that. Pat does such a wonderful job as city commissioner. He does even a better job as running Beef Row Braised in Lynn Haven. Great people. It's kind of like Cheers, where they know your name. You walk in, you see smiling faces, and people speak to you. TV's everywhere. Just great atmosphere. Beef Row Braised over in Lynn Haven. Also, for all your real estate needs, do what the big-time elite of the elite realtors do. I'm talking about Mark Coward down 30A, Beth Mulvey. They all demand South Oak Title and Closing. No surprises. You got to use Chuck Tucker. Offices throughout the Panhandle of Florida.
Well, Coach O should be sitting right here in my spot. He now sent me another softball score.
I better be Arnold.
Arnold 5, Mosley 2.
Ooh. Little school like Arnold, little bitty 1A school like Arnold, beating up on a huge Mosley. Mm-hmm. Wow. That's impressive.
It got bigger as you left.
Oh. That's what. And we will be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Why do I come in here?
I want to tell you about my good
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida presents the madness of college basketball. 68 teams, 32 conference champions. But there can only be one. ESPN Northwest Florida is your exclusive radio home for the NCAA College Basketball Tournament.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your forecast on this Wednesday. Mostly clouds this afternoon and evening with a gentle breeze at 9 miles per hour out of the south-southwest, and look for the high to be 72. Tonight there will be mostly clouds with the temperature reaching 53. Mostly cloudy tomorrow with a high of 66. This weather is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Hey there, business owners. Do you feel lost in a sea of numbers, struggling to navigate your day-to-day accounting? At Lighthouse CPAs, they specialize in guiding businesses to make more money and keep more of what you make. From bookkeeping to tax planning, they've got you covered. Plus, with their user-friendly software, managing your finances has never been easier. Spend less time on paperwork and more time growing your business. Call Lighthouse CPAs 850-785-5254.
Hi folks, I'm Tracy from Tracy's Fine Jewelry. Shopping for the perfect diamond can be difficult, but that's why I've trained my staff to offer you a stress-free diamond experience. Me and my I Do crew have 50 years experience, and we have more certified diamonds in stock at the best prices in town. So if you're tired of high-pressure salespeople, come see me, your diamond girl, and my I Do crew at Tracy's Fine Jewelry, because we don't work on commissions. We work for smiles and I Do's.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show.
I'm not prepared. I really am not prepared at all. I hope you won't judge me on one email I sent 10 years ago.
My apartment smells of rich mahogany.
Live from the J. Michael Studio.
Not after spicier food, Nibbo!
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Hey, Wildcat, pretty good job this morning. Good job.
We like your smiling face, too.
Yeah, that brightens my day.
I love you, too.
Notice in blue and white.
Well, he'll wear that UK shirt and try to intimidate you when they beat Alabama. Had it on.
I wore it yesterday. If I wasn't lazy, I would have washed it and worn it today, too. Just for
Is it a coincidence that you just played a song called Poison after you brought Coach a water? I'm just wondering.
Thank you, Brian. Hey, we got him on?
Yeah.
All right. Bay High School. Coach Hudson's with us this morning, state champion. Let's bring him on. Coach, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing great. Good morning, guys.
Good morning. Are you awake this morning?
I'm awake. I kind of forgot about the call, but I can't believe I'd forget about something so special as talking to you guys.
Sometimes that happens.
That's not the way you talked to me last year, I tell you that. No.
Hey, I tell you what, I saw Wildcat. I ran into Wildcat out at Circle K about a week and a half ago.
That's right.
Yeah, absolutely. We got to talk a little Kentucky basketball. I knew you enjoyed that Alabama game the other night.
Did you watch that game last night? Huh?
I didn't. Last night, I didn't get a chance to do it. I was out watching another high school game, but, came home and saw Reed Shepard. He's the man. He did a job for him.
Are y'all through two?
Y'all keep it up.
No, we're not done, Coach.
Reed Shepard ain't going to have any kneecaps after the week.
Yeah, you want to mention again that they beat Alabama? You done with it now?
Yeah.
Wildcat?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, what time did you see him, Coach? You remember what time it was?
Early in the morning, wasn't it?
Was it? Yeah, I think it might have been earlier. I think it was early in the morning.
Well, he had just started.
You were on your way out of town. You were on your way out of town. So.
I was heading to Kentucky, as a matter of fact. I was, yes.
All right. Hey, baseball. Bay High School baseball. We haven't talked to you since last week. Give us a rundown. What's happened since last Wednesday? Who have you played? What's the outcome? And give us some names, some good players.
All right. Well, we went and played Bozeman Friday over at Bozeman. And, actually started out first inning. We kind of had an opportunity to get something going and loaded up the bases and had a couple outs and then couldn't get anything out of it. Just couldn't get a big hit there. It would have been nice to try to jump in a little lead. And, but we couldn't get her done there. So we go back, hung around, for about 3 innings. But I'll tell you, the second inning, we drew a walk. I think we actually just had a wild pitch by their pitcher and starting the second inning, and he had walked a couple guys in the first inning. And so he threw one ball in the dirt in the second inning. Coach Patton comes out of the dugout and just hooked him out of there and just, said it wasn't his day. He just told me, said, look, it wasn't his day. I think it was his day. He brought a freshman in there, and the freshman just, one of the Goodwin twins, I believe it was. He's got a good group of those kids. But one of them came in and just shut us down the rest of the way and kept us off balance. And we actually got no hits in the game. So, we hung around. Like I say, we did hang around and thought we were playing well. And then, then you make a mistake, and right now one mistake turns into 3 or 4 or 5 for us. And when, it's just one of those things where we just can't keep a consistent effort when things kind of go south on us a little bit. So, but they've got a great ball team over there. He's got a good baseball team, and they ended up beating us 10-0. I think we had 6 or 7 errors, a couple drop fly balls. You can't do that against anybody, but especially against a team like Bozeman. So that was a little tough night for us. And then we turned around and played Monday. We hosted Malone, and we came out, we played with a little bit of confidence early on and got a decent lead, and ended up kind of cruising through that one. Jacob Pasco did a great job for us on the mound, threw a complete game. Well, we went 5 innings, but we won 15-0, I think, and but it was a really good game from Jacob Pasco. He went out and just dominated from the start. He actually had a chance for a perfect game. If we could have made a pick on a low throw at first base, I think we had a perfect game going. But he threw well, was dominant. We played like a team that had confidence. But that's kind of the way it goes. You work to try to get your guys to play at a high level regardless of what happens through a game, and sometimes it's just hard to get that ingrained in all of them. So we're kind of fighting that a little bit, making some errors, but our pitching has been really good. Could not ask for more from the pitching staff so far.
What's y'all's record overall so far?
We are 1-2.
Okay, 1-2.
Yeah, Freeport beat us the first game of the year, 10-8, where we had another terrible start, made several errors, but battled our butts back and almost had a chance to tie it at the end, but lost that one, and then the Bozeman game, and then we just played the Malone game.
Let me ask you this: you've been coaching a long time, especially baseball. In football, you hardly ever, seldom see a freshman come in and play. Quarterback, offensive line, anything like that as a true freshman. Baseball-wise, I really don't hear that many times you see a pitcher as a freshman either. Is that either the kid is really talented or the team maybe he's playing on is not very good? Do you see many, over your career, have you seen many freshmen that can come in and compete at that level right off the bat as a freshman?
There are some. I would say there's been more than a handful that have done that. As freshmen have come out and been pretty dominant. Of course, Cooper comes to mind, one of the first ones. His freshman year, he was already a stud over there. But there are some. You get some of that, but it's really not common. It's really not common. But you can have a kind of I guess there's pitching is. One day you can be right on money, and then the next day you move the ball up about 3 inches, and all of a sudden you're not so good anymore. And but to have a freshman that can go out there and maintain his composure and continue to throw quality pitches like that really said a lot for that kid at Bozeman.
All right, next couple games, who you got?
Well, we go to North Bay Haven tomorrow night, Thursday night, game over there with those guys, 6 o'clock start. Coach Bobby Hughes does a good job over there, and I'm sure they'll be prepared. I looked at them a little bit last night. They had a great game with Mariana last night. I went extra innings, and it was a heck of a ball game. So they've got a really good, solid team over there. So we go there Thursday, and then Saturday we play Northside Methodist Academy, and that's a team, private school out of Dothan. And Mike Mordecai is the head coach of that team. He played Major League Baseball for probably a decade, played for the Braves and for a certain period of time, I believe, as well. So be good to see him and their team as they're going to come down and play us Saturday at 1:30.
All right. Well, give us a little scout report on North Bay Haven. Are they a good offensive team, more of a defensive team, or what? Give us a little rundown on them.
I'll tell you what, they really can pitch the baseball. They've got some good arms over there. I watched two guys throw last night that were really good, and I know we played them in the fall, and they threw 5 or 6 guys against us in the fall game, and I thought all of them were really good arms. He's really got a good depth of pitching over there, and then they've also got the speed. They've got some guys that can really run. Lakota Johnson at the top of that lineup is as good a leadoff hitter as there is around here, and can really run. He's a game changer with his speed and can change games with stealing bases and just putting pressure on pitchers. They've got some power. They've got a good, solid team. they kind of remind me a little bit of Mosley in that they've got some pretty good arms up there that you're going to have a hard time hitting, but then they're just solid all the way around offensively, where it's not like they're not going to hit 10 home runs on you, but they're going to dang sure, move the ball around on you and be aggressive and score some runs with their speed.
Now, is that a district game?
No.
Okay.
No, that's not. Our district is, we have Walton, South Walton, Arnold, and Pensacola. No, is that right? No.
Is Catholic in there?
No, Catholic's not in there. We got Pensacola and West Florida Tech.
Okay.
Walton and South Walton and Arnold.
All right. Glenn, you got anything for Coach?
No, I haven't. Except I've been looking for my baseball gear. I haven't seen any yet. So.
Well, I need to ask Coach one more question. Coach, and I know you'll tell it. You'll be up front, tell it like it is. But I've heard talking to people at Bay High School that one certain individual has not been missed at all. That things are really going good. Is there any truth that Glenn is not being missed at all over there?
Oh, I tried to put his gear in his mailbox, and it was already gone. I didn't see anything over there anymore. It was just I don't know. It was just like a hand waving is all that was on. It used to be his name there.
Out of sight, out of mind, Glenn. You got to get back over there every once in a while, man.
Well, my wife's there. She's supposed to be holding my name up there. So.
Oh, my God.
Of course.
Did they get anybody else in your office? I thought they'd probably,
Oh, they tore it down. Did you see the whole building's gone?
Oh, that's right.
They tried to get rid of me.
That's right.
But, yeah.
Well, Coach, we'll talk to you next Wednesday. Thank you so much for coming on, and good luck to you. And we will hope you get you some wins, okay?
Great, thank you.
All right,
have a good one.
Well, you didn't tell us you saw Coach Hudson.
I did tell you that story, too.
Yeah.
It was about two weeks ago.
Right. You sure did.
He did, but guess who can't remember it?
Yeah.
Duh.
I told Jim Brandt yesterday, I said, I hadn't been to Disney World in 2 years. He texts back that night, goes, hey, you went to Layton's birthday party in September and you were at Disney. I said, oh, yeah.
Man.
Does it get worse?
Yeah. Trust me. Yeah. I write notes to remember stuff, but I can't remember where I put the note. So.
Thank you, Wildcat. Appreciate it. Hey, if you get any type of injury, don't worry about it. Do what we all do. We all go see Dr. Chad Mitchell, a legend here in Bay County. This football season will be his 25th year on the sidelines taking care of Bay County athletes. And you don't have to be a great athlete, again, to go see him. Any type of injury, go check it. Go make a call, go see him. He'll be there for you. The guy does a great job. Again, every Monday morning you can listen to Dr. Chad Mitchell right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. One of our favorite places we talked about yesterday, Jason Kovaleski's there all the time, and they can actually feed him enough food to keep him, going. And
hard to do,
the kid can eat. The kid can eat, no doubt about that. Rudy's Barbecue on Bat Beach Road. They got a back room there that seats, I don't know how many seats. It's like you could have a football banquet. It's so big, and it's Lord I Layton room in the back. It's gorgeous back there. They got TVs everywhere. The food's incredible. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And Glenn, you've used them several times to cater.
I tell you what, they put together a great catering package. You want to make sure you order. They'll take care of you. It's fantastic. It's worth whatever they charge. I can assure you that.
They've had chamber meetings down there. Church meetings, they can do it all right in there at Rudy's Barbecue. And like Glenn said, if you have a big party, they'll bring it to you, or you can go to them. It's unbelievable. And what do you miss the most, Wildcat? I talked to Ethan the other day, by the way.
Those breakfast burritos, I mean, they open at 7 o'clock. So for those of you who are on your way to work and stuff like that, 7 o'clock, hang out down there.
Do you remember Ethan used to go get the food for us and then drive into town? From Panama City Beach into town where our studio used to be over there off 23rd.
Yeah.
And then he would bring them in here to you. I mean, he spoiled you.
Oh, he spoiled me big time. He'd bring me about a half a dozen of them. And an assortment. Some would be the brisket. Some would be the egg and cheese. Some would be the jalapeno peppers. And, oh, my God, sausage.
He really thought a lot of you. He did.
Jesus,
he truly did.
I'm hungry.
Yeah.
I'm out of here.
Get out to Newbies. Have a great time. And don't forget, on Thursdays, 12 o'clock, show up there. They'll feed you lunch. And, well, you can have lunch there. And then at 1 o'clock, they start bingo. If you love bingo, you need to be on Thursday. Get out to the mothership at Newbies. Have a great time. Heck, you stay there all day. At Thursday night, Friday, and Saturday, they got the best bands in the Southeast because Charlotte wants them and Charlotte gets them. They're incredible. You'll have a great time at Newbies. Run to all your old friends you've seen that you grew up with in different parts of the country. They all come back to Newbies in the summertime. Spring breakers will be there. Get out to Newbies, have a great time. Newbies 2 on the Curve, go watch all sporting events. Of course, Glenn likes the coffee shop.
Yes, sir. The old brew and booze, baby.
When you do so much at night, you need the coffee in the morning, I guess. I don't know.
There you go.
Do you want to look better, feel better? Only one guy can make that happen for you, and that is Jason Kovaleski. 23rd location, brand new store right there, and also on Pier Park. Go check it out. You can try it before you buy it. You got a son or daughter, and you want them to give them an edge in athletics, or edge in the way they look, the way they feel about themselves, getting a little bit of confidence. Go see Jason. He'll tell them what they should eat, what they shouldn't eat, what they should be taking, what they shouldn't be taking. The training methods, they can do it all. Max Fit Sports Nutrition #1. I mean, look at Glenn. He's still above ground, and that's a lot to do with Jason Kovaleski. We're right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Suffer from political talk radio fatigue?
We know that under the 49% rate, the U.S.
Tune into the most fun and exciting new radio show on the Gulf Coast. It's The Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey. From the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios. Middays 11 to 1 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Golf is a game that should be fun, but to have the most fun, you need to play your best. That's where the experts at Golf Plus come in. Their friendly staff will guide you through the buying process, answer all your questions, and can help with any repairs you need along the way. Golf Plus is your custom fitting, club repair, and golf retail shop. Golf Plus staff is non-commissioned and will work with you to find the best product for your game, just like they've been doing since 1988. Golf Plus in Dothan and Panama City Beach. Fitting, repair, retail. That's Golf Plus.
With over 65 years of combined experience, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to help you take your collection to the next level. They carry all the new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia, and supplies. New and vintage cards and Pokemon. They sell and trade cards and are always looking to buy. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards is open 7 days a week at 752 West 23rd Street, down from Academy Sports. It can always be reached at InstantReplaySportsCards.com.
Hi, this is Matt Lewis with Reliable Hydraulic Solutions. We offer comprehensive diagnostics and repair service for all types of hydraulic units, such as hydraulic and pneumatic cylinders, hydraulic pumps, motors, and valves, as well as a broad range of hydraulic hoses and O-rings. Give us a call at Reliable Hydraulic Solutions at 850-326-3000 for any of your hydraulic needs.
Visit their new location, Highway 77, south of Tractor Supply.
Broadcasting live from the Redneck Riviera. It's the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Hey, 1 in 5 develop skin cancer. And you look at the beaches, they were packed out Sunday behind schooners over there. You couldn't believe. I was like, you got to be kidding me. It wasn't even that warm, but people are out there. This sun season's getting cranked up. Spring breakers are here. Make sure you protect yourself, protect that skin. And if you have any kind of issues, and this can be deadly. Melanoma can be deadly. 1 in 5 develop it. But we're okay here in the Panhandle of Florida because there's offices throughout Northwest Florida, and Dr. Ward's there, the savior. I know he's worked on me several times, and everybody in my family and a lot of my friends. He does a great job. Dr. Ward, what's the best way to get up with you?
You just give us a holler at 233-3376. You can get scheduled easily at one of our 8 convenient locations in Port St. Joe, Panama City Beach, Waterstown, Santa Rosa Beach, Defuniak Springs, Bonifay, or Mariana. 5 minutes is all it takes to get looked at head to toe and make sure your skin is healthy and cancer-free.
All right, I'm proud of you. Got them all right this time.
You did a good job. That was one of the best I've seen in a long time. All right, let's get into it. Let's talk some really national importance. How's your baseball team doing?
Oh, we had our first tournament. We got our first win as a travel baseball team. We we didn't win the whole thing. There's one team that got us twice, and they played well. But it's good to get the first one under your belt. See how the boys played and responded, and we were happy to see progress, and that's the goal, is just to get better every day. It's great to win tournaments and whatnot, but the most important thing is that the players are understanding the process that we're trying to teach them, and that they're buying into that process and then getting better every day.
I love it. Give me some names. Who played well for you? Give us some names.
Well, on the defensive side, our third baseman, Jay Frazier, played a great game. Had a really nice hard hit that he backhanded, and it was just a really good play on the ball, getting from the outfield. Our second baseman, Jet Smith, had a really nice day. Pitching, my son Jackson had a nice outing, and then Avery Hollingsworth pitched very well. And it's not just throwing balls and strikes. He was playing the position of pitcher really well. Making plays after the pitch as well, which is at this age, it's kind of that's the second level of thing you're trying to teach them is, okay, throw strikes, but also, you got an area to cover after you throw that strike, and so he did a great job. And then we had some really aggressive hitters. Noah Schoen did really well hitting, and again Jackson Ward had a triple. He would have had an infield home run, but the outfielder fell down, so I couldn't score it. I couldn't score it because as the outfielder was running to get it, some unseen sniper got him.
That's happened to me several times. All right, Doc, you ready? You got anything you want to share with us? Because I'm getting ready to ask you some questions. What do you want? How do you want to roll today?
And hey, for all your listeners up there in Marietta, there's going to be a really good travel baseball tournament up in Marietta this weekend, and that's where my team will be.
Okay, good. Go out and see Dr. Ward. He will be signing autographs. I get 10% of that. Remember that. All right, let's get some questions in for you. And if you guys, Brian, Glenn, y'all are welcome. Wildcat, you're welcome to share your opinions, because all we have is opinions. Predicting the SEC football conference realignment. Tell me, yes, they will be in, or no, but give the reasons. Here are your choices: Clemson, FSU, Miami, North Carolina, Virginia, Notre Dame. Dr. Ward, these schools we mentioned, these 6 schools we mentioned, which will actually be in the SEC probably in 2026. Why? And why won't the other ones? Let's start with Clemson. Will they be a new member of the SEC?
Yes, I think Clemson is a natural fit for the SEC. The culture, the love of football, the being in South Carolina. I think that I think it's a perfect fit. That of all the teams you mentioned, Clemson is would be my top choice to bring into the SEC.
National champ teams. Brian, do you agree or no?
I do, and I think what ultimately is going to happen is you're going to have a 20-team conference with 2 divisions again,
yes,
where everybody plays 9 conference games like that, and it's going to go back to that standard.
And have the SEC championship game.
Right, so that being said, I think Clemson will definitely be one of those 4.
They've got to keep the SEC championship, Big Ten championship. They make so much money for each league. TV wants it. It'll happen. It's got to be built up big. I think he's on to something there. Wildcat. Clemson, SEC, yes, no?
Yes, yeah.
Wildcat, too. Tornado Man. What do you think?
I think they'll be in there. I think, like Doc said, they're natural to come in there, and then the game against South Carolina will mean a whole lot more than it does.
All right, let's start with the second team, and I go back and forth. I want them, then I hear that it's Big Ten, then I hear SEC. I have no idea. Dr. Ward, Florida State, will they be in the SEC 2026? Why or why not?
Absolutely not. I believe you have to have a unanimous vote of the members, and UF will never let Florida State in the SEC. just because we're in and we don't want them.
All right, let me ask you this. Texas A&M, there were rumors that somebody started out there that they would be the Big Ten's going to try to steal them away. They're not happy about Texas being let in. They were guaranteed Texas wouldn't be in. So as this was Jason Kovaleski and Jim Brandt, Big Ten boys going to this. So I called Ethan.
Yeah, I would take that with a boulder of salt.
Yeah, I called Ethan Boyd and I asked him. I said, Ethan, what's going on about the Big Ten? He goes, ain't happening. So even the Ethan Boyd's of the world saying that's not going to happen.
That's like driving a Porsche and someone offers you a Dodge. I mean, come on.
I hope Jim's listening. All right, Brian, is FSU going to be in the SEC?
Because of what I said earlier, I think they actually make sense, and I think they will find a way to get Florida on board. I know Florida generally does not want it, but they'll find a way to make Florida okay with the deal. Yeah,
they're going to do what the ESPN wants them to do. That big money. Money makes you do things you don't really want to do. Wildcat, will FSU be in the Big Ten?
That's probably one of the toughest questions that's been asked this whole day. I don't know. I mean, after, what happened this year.
I'm with you. I have no clue.
Yeah.
I keep hearing both ways, both sides. I talked to one big booster, usually correct. He said Big Ten. Glenn, you're a big-time booster. You know all this FSU people.
Well, here's the thing. I kind of like Doc. Florida doesn't want him. I don't think Alabama, Auburn.
They don't, but it doesn't matter what they want. Money.
Yeah, I understand that.
They want the money.
As saying, like Wildcat said, what they did to him anyway, the Big Ten wants them bad because they can come down in this area. Big Ten is usually big in South Florida, but now they can hit the middle. I think it's going to be I think it's going to be like a 50-50 thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Dr. Ward gave him and Brian really answered the question.
Let me add something real quick, though. There is a notion out there, and it goes along with relationships and everything else. SEC may not be terribly interested in Florida State, but if the Big Ten's very interested, the SEC may become more interested.
Y'all, that's absolutely not going to happen, dude. SEC doesn't care what the Big Ten does. Yeah. I'm not kidding you. Like, we're so superior to the Big Ten. Like it doesn't matter.
With one exception, and right now that's money.
Yeah. And
that's my only
They
worry.
got all these TV national networks. That can all change. All right, let's go to another school. Let's talk about them. Miami, Dr. Ward, 2026. Will Miami be in the SEC? Big Ten?
Not a shot.
Not a shot.
Well, Florida State has a sliver. Miami doesn't even have a hope.
Brian?
I agree. I don't think they're very interested in Miami because I think they're more interested in Florida State, and then they're going to set their sights a little further north. So
Wildcat?
Just not enough room for them.
Yeah, they don't bring anything to the table. You know what I'm saying? Here, especially in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
So I don't know. They would be better going to the Big 12.
Okay. Yeah. All right. North Carolina. I think we need them. I hope we get them. I know the Big Ten wants them. That TV market's outstanding. All the people moving there. Doc, what say you? Will they be in the Big Ten or will they come to the SEC?
That's a coin flip to me, but personally, I think NC State is while they're not as premier of an institution academically as North Carolina, I think NC State is a better cultural fit for the SEC.
I do believe if we lose North Carolina to the Big Ten, I do believe they'll offer NC State just to get that market there, and I think ESPN will want that. Brian, what do you think?
I think us and the Big Ten are going to be battling for two teams in particular, and that's North Carolina and Virginia. I think we get North Carolina. I think they get Virginia.
I think you're knocking out of the ballpark today. Wildcat.
Location. I think that's what it's.
Take that however you want it.
Thank you, Wildcat. All right, what do you think?
It's going to be close. The Big Ten really wants them because of, like you said, and then there'll be a double offer. I think they're going to have to let them in, but I don't know when this is going to happen. But again, there's a good location as far as getting talent. But but North Carolina right now has not
TV
stepped
market.
up. Yeah,
the TV market is big.
All
right, Doc. Virginia. What happens to Virginia? SEC, Big Ten.
I don't know why we're not talking about Virginia Tech. I think Virginia Tech is the program that you want out of that state. They're historically better. at football. They've had success. They've had success in basketball, just like Virginia, not as recent. And baseball is probably Virginia's a little bit better. But really, when you're talking about football, Virginia Tech is, historically in the last 20 years talked about much more than Virginia. So I'm totally fine not getting Virginia. I'd rather have Virginia Tech out of that state.
I think Brian knocked out of the ballpark. Virginia will probably wind up in the Big Ten. And just like with NC State, if ESPN wants it, we would probably go after Virginia Tech just to get that other state. I'm not sure. Brian, you already gave your answer. Wildcat, Virginia. Big Ten, SEC.
Big Ten.
Yeah, I think Big Ten logically. And I'm like Doc, though. Virginia Tech has brought a lot to the table. I think that would be.
Can I have time to do one more? Or take a break?
Just take a break.
Let's take a break. Dr. Ward, your magical hands have done such great jobs on myself. You've operated on me, my mother-in-law, my wife. You've done a great job. Where else? The common folk out there, if they have a problem, how can they get to you? How can they get to the master?
Just give us a call at 233-3376. We can get you in, typically within a few weeks, and it only takes 5 minutes to come in, make sure your skin is healthy and cancer-free. You can see us in Panama City Beach, Port St. Joe, Marietta, Bonifay, Defuniak Springs, Watersound, or Santa Rosa Beach.
I want to say happy birthday to Pat Garner. Patrick, happy birthday, buddy. 50 years old. Turf Pro Pest Control. You want that yard to look beautiful? He can do it. I don't know if he's working today because of his birthday, but I tell you what, that truck was out there yesterday. They do. Our neighbor across the street uses them also. They do a great job. Turf Pro Pest Control had that yard looking beautiful. Happy birthday, Pat. I think he's 50. He looks awful young to be 50 years old. Also, don't forget about Paparazzi Gourmet Deli, one of Glenn's favorite places. 2 slices is like most people's large pizza. They got a lunch special there. 2 huge slices of pizza and a drink for about $11. You can't beat that. Get out there to Paparazzi Gourmet Deli, and don't forget the bakery. Oh, my goodness, the carrot cake, Napoleon, the paradise cake. This incredible. Check it out. Lasagna, spaghetti, all right there from a retired police officer. For that reason alone, we ought to pack the place out. Paparazzi Gourmet Deli.
Can I go back to something real quick?
Sure.
So, Doc, you had Hale prone where you had a laser.
He is.
Now, medically, that may have been correct, but we call that societal malpractice and a missed opportunity.
He did a good job. He did an excellent job.
Not for the rest of
all that work, the coach still looks like that.
I love it when you go in with him, because down in South Florida, man, they jab you so many times. You go into him, he tries to get it all the first time, and usually he does.
That's good.
And that's good. You don't have to go back, wait, and they come numb you up again. I love the way he does it. He's sharp, man. He got to be smart to do what he does.
Right.
He's pretty sharp.
Well,
all right.
takes you as a patient, that ain't being smart.
Thank you, Glenn. We're right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. We're taking the Inside Drive.
This is Ryan from the Inside Drive on ESPN Northwest Florida. Join me and Jay right here.
Listen weekdays for the greatest sports talk show of all time.
Maybe you're overselling it just a little.
The #1 sports talk show in the South.
Dial that down a little more, Jay.
Okay, how about this? The Inside Drive, weekdays 11 to 1, ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the only sports talk show on in that time slot.
Nailed it.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your forecast on this Wednesday. Mostly clouds this afternoon and evening with a gentle breeze at 9 miles per hour out of the south-southwest, and look for the high to be 72. Tonight there will be mostly clouds with the temperature reaching 53. Mostly cloudy tomorrow with a high of 66. This weather is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Discover Kia at Bill Bird Kia. Stop by Bill Bird Kia during the President's Day sales event going on now and drive away the new 2024 Kia. Now offering 4.25% APR up to 48 months on the purchase of a new 2024 Kia Sportage. You get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. Bill Bird Kia is the home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by and see us at 2435 East 15th Street or anytime at BillBirdKiaPanamaCity.com. KiaFinancial.com. We'll treat you like family and give you the peace of mind you can trust.
Offer from Kia Finance America for the purchase of a new 2024 Kia Sportage with $2,267 per month per 1,000 financed at 48 months. Quantities limited. No down payment required. Cannot be combined with other finance offers. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Billberg Kia warranty. See dealer for complete details. Offer for well-qualified buyers. Must take delivery from dealer stock through 3/4/24.
It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Go nuts.
Live from the J. Michael Studio on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Did you see Russ? Have you talked to Russ lately down at our store?
I have not. I know he's doing well. I know he's ready to check out people's jewelry and clean it and appraise it and even purchase it.
We got to get Dr. Ward down there to get something for the beautiful wife he has. Talk about what store are we talking about?
We're talking about David Adamson's fine jewelry on 77. A little tongue twister there.
That's okay.
And they buy
the sauce
jewelry,
early this morning.
And
like everyone
hit my ball jar there.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, Russ is out there now. David's out of town. He's in Italy, and so if you go out there now, you might get a really good deal.
No
on
doubt.
Something, because while the boss is away,
stuff he's bringing back from Italy. Whew, yeah, it's incredible.
It's going to be neat.
All right, let's bring Dr. Ward back on. Dr. Ward, I want to finish up with this. The other team that's been brought up joining the SEC, which I think they're going to be in the Big Ten, Notre Dame. Where do they wind up?
Well, they got to wind up somewhere because they kind of got
shafted,
screwed by the CFP. So they I think they know they better get their butts into a conference. That would be one. I agree. I think that you're most likely to see them in the Big Ten, but that would be one if I was the SEC. And of all of the ones we named, if there was any way to roll out the red carpet and really, woo a team, that would be the only team that I think we would, potentially want to come hat in hand and ask, hey, what will it take to get you into the SEC?
All right, when they signed that contract with NBC, I think that sealed the deal with the Big Ten because Big Ten has got a contract with NBC too. So I don't think we'll get them. I'm like you. I wish we could. I don't think we will. Brian, where do they wind up?
I think they're going to end up in the Big Ten. I agree. It just makes the most sense geographically with the television.
Yeah.
With their cultural rivals.
Yeah.
I mean, USC is one of their big rivals, Big Ten, Michigan, Big Ten. I just Indiana.
Even with the bad blood in the past between the Big Ten.
I think they end up. We would love them, but I think they're going to end up in the Big Ten.
Wildcat, where are they going?
Big Ten.
What Brian said.
Yeah. Okay.
I do think there's one more we're going to get that's off this list.
Who's that?
I think we would like to pick up Virginia Tech when we lose out on Virginia, but I'm going to throw another team out there that I think is going to happen just to be off the board. I think we're going to end up, I know Wildcat won't like this, I think we're going to end up with Louisville being the 20th team.
Ooh.
I really do.
You're right, I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't. I would be thumbs down on.
I agree.
Myself.
I just think it's going to happen.
Well, let me ask you this, Doc.
Yeah.
Why don't we go like we get one of our former teams that's in a huge TV market, even though we already own their state, but it would hopefully would take some steam off the Bulldogs. What are we going to get? Let's ask Georgia Tech back.
I think the only way for us to take Tech back, that would be I think that's the avenue that if Florida State gets invited, it's going to be because the SEC, like Florida is not going to let Florida State in if Georgia keeps the state of Georgia to themselves. Like, it's absolutely not. Like it just won't. Like any person representing the University of Florida's interests are going to be like, no, if we're supposed to share the state of Florida with another team, in the conference, Georgia does not get to be the only school in the state of Georgia.
Yeah. And down the road,
I agree.
Yeah, down the road that would hurt Georgia. Down the road, not at the beginning, but down the road that could come in and bite them in the butt.
The The only reason to pick up Georgia Tech is if we lose Vanderbilt and we need someone to get our GPA back up. That's it.
All right, another question for you, Doc, and everybody else here. Which team, and I want you to kind of rank them, which team has the best chance to win it all in 2024? Here's your selection. The Ohio State Buckeyes. Oregon's getting all kind of love. Almost every poll, they're in the top 4. Texas Longhorns, LSU, and FSU. Of those 5, I didn't put Georgia in there. Of those 5, which one, and kind of rank them in order, could win it all, has the best chance to win it all in 2024?
I would definitely say of those 5 teams, it's Ohio State. I mean, they've got the most talent. They've history of winning. After them, you said Florida State, Oregon,
Texas, LSU.
I go with Texas. They did well last year. They could do well again. The ding on them is going to hurt them to have a couple losses, which they will definitely have being in the SEC. And then Florida State probably, because they play in a weak conference, and Florida's going to be beat up. So they'll probably get in because who's going to beat them. Oregon next. I know everyone's high on Oregon, but I mean, I just don't believe in their defense. I think once they get hit in the mouth, they're going to fold like a cheap chair from Walmart. Anyway, and then who was the team left? I'm sorry,
LSU.
And then LSU's definitely team number 5.
All right,
their entire team was that quarterback that won the Heisman, and he's gone.
Okay,
so,
I'm kind of with you, Doc. I'm kind of with you, except I had Ohio State because of all the talent they brought in, and then I started thinking about it. I might put Texas number 1 because they have a quarterback coming back. This started there for like 2 straight years. Ohio State's got a brand new quarterback breaking it in. Their schedule's a little bit more difficult this year. Still easier than some other teams in the Big Ten. Those are the top two right there, Ohio State, Texas. Then I don't know if I'd go Oregon. I kind of listened to what you said. The schedule's easier for FSU. Oregon's in the Big Ten. I looked at their schedule in the Big Ten, though. It's not as bad as I thought. I'd go Oregon 3, FSU 4, and LSU 5. And I got a tie at number 1, Ohio State and Texas, because Texas got that quarterback's pretty good. Brian, how would you rank them?
It's tough at the top. I would probably give Ohio State a slight edge. Day's been in that game. They're adding a ton of talent from an already good team. I understand they're replacing a quarterback, but they were really good last year with a quarterback who was not very good. So I think I put them slightly over Texas. I think Texas entering the SEC is going to beat them up more than they're ready for.
That's a good point.
We're going to see about that. I will put FSU. I don't like. That's a huge drop-off from Jordan Travis to wherever they're going to be, and they lost a lot, even being in the ACC.
Well, they brought in a lot, too. Then.
Yeah, I don't know.
You forgot about Ukulele as a quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. He does have some experience.
They got,
none of it great.
They got an easier schedule.
Give me FSU 3rd. I'll take LSU 4th.
Wow.
And the reason I'm going to put Oregon 5th is new quarterback, much tougher conference. Their schedule's not easy within that conference, and they're making a lot of trips east. I don't like Oregon's path this year.
Glenn, how you guys?
I'm almost like Brian. I got Ohio State, Texas, FSU, LSU, Oregon. On paper, Ohio State should win. And then Texas is right there. Now, he proved a lot last year, but he's going to move up to a different conference. So we're going to see. And then FSU right now.
You got FSU 3rd?
I got them 3rd, and I got LSU 4th. And then, LSU may be a surprise and slip up there, but I think Oregon, like Brian said and Doc said, it's too much of a league they're not used to.
We got about 30 seconds, Doc. Let me ask you this. Georgia, They got all kind of the rosters outstanding. The way Kirby's recruited, he's lost a lot of coaches. I mean, every other day somebody's leaving. You're seeing college coaches, if they can get an NFL job, they're getting out. They're getting out of college football. Let me ask you this. Georgia is at Alabama. They're at Texas. They're at Ole Miss, three of the best teams in the SEC on paper. Do you think Georgia can win the national championship next year, or do you think they will?
I think they've got as good of a shot as anyone. I think, with the 12-team format, if they lose those 3 games but win the rest, I think they still get in the playoffs. So I think we have to come into it with a different mindset that you're allowed to lose 2 or 3 games in the SEC and still be in the hunt for a playoff spot.
Okay. Doc, give us some love. Tell us the best way to get up with Dr. Ward.
You just give us a holler at 233-3376. We can see you at one of our 8 area convenient locations in Port St. Joe, Panama City Beach, Watersound, Santa Rosa Beach, Defuniak Springs, Bonifay, or Mariana. 5 minutes is all it takes to get checked head to toe and make sure your skin is healthy and cancer-free. So come see us.
All right, Doc. We got you next Wednesday.
I'll be here.
All right,
Go
buddy.
Gators.
Go Gators. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you, man. Really do.
Right.
Charlie Corn's place on 15th Street's outstanding. They got the manly room in the back, seats up to about 25 people. Great place to have a birthday party, chamber meeting, or just a great get-together. The food's incredible. The beef tips, the chop steak, the spaghetti, the meatloaf, the chicken fillet, you name it, they've got it. Home cooking like no other. And the great thing about Charlie Corn's place, him and Linda, they've had a restaurant now since 1986, so they know what they're doing.
Absolutely.
Service is unbelievable. The food's unbelievable. Check it out. I love that place. The facility's beautiful. It's on 15th Street, right down there near Perry Mason. Robert. Perry Mason is Robert Fleming, if you don't know who I'm talking about. Love Robert. Glenn, you also said they have another restaurant.
So 231, right by Highway 2031, Rob told me, I think. And you can see it on the left and right past, actually down past Star Avenue.
And again, Wildcat, you trying to keep your wife happy, good luck. But that store you love down there.
David Adamson Jewelry on Highway 77 in the Old Mullins Pharmacy building. And they open up at 10 o'clock, stay open until 6, Monday through Saturday. Go check them out. They got stuff.
You can't beat
They'll
them.
buy your jewelry. They'll fix it. They'll clean it. Treat you right.
They'll teach you. They treat you well. We're right back. What you've been waiting for, Stevenson Air Conditioning, Alabama update on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Colin Cowherd.
Caitlin Clark, Iowa Star, broke the NCAA women's hoop scoring record. She's the biggest star in college basketball, men's and women's. TV ratings, they just beat a Miami-Boston Celtic game about 3 weeks ago. Why? One of the reasons, she's now familiar.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Weekdays, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your forecast on this Wednesday. Mostly clouds this afternoon and evening with a gentle breeze at 9 miles per hour out of the south-southwest, and look for the high to be 72. Tonight there will be mostly clouds with the temperature reaching 53. Mostly cloudy tomorrow with the high of 66. This weather is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Bestway Portable Buildings has been your portable building specialist since 1989. Before you invest your hard-earned money someplace else, owner Jason Mulder invites you to stop by Bestway and get a quote on just about any size building. And whether you buy with Bestway or not, it's worth the trip just to meet Bestway Buddy. Say hello, buddy. Good boy. Bestway Portable Buildings, just north of Harts Marine on 231, and online at bestwayportablebuildings.com. The best in portable, period. Tell them Buddy sent ya.
WPLQ Port St. Joe, WGSX Lunan. Powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
With over 65 years of combined experience, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to help you take your collection to the next level. They carry all the new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia, and supplies. New and vintage cards and Pokemon. They sell and trade cards and are always looking to buy. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards is open 7 days a week at 752 West 23rd Street, down from Academy Sports. It can always be reached at instantReplaySportsCards.com.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local from the J. Michael Studio.
Boss, I got good news and bad news. What's the bad news? Your hat's on fire.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Roll. Alabama Update, brought to you by Stevenson Air Conditioning, one of the finest companies run by locals here in Northwest Florida. Anytime, day or night, Stevenson Air Conditioning is there for you. They do an incredible job, no doubt about that. Get his service about every 6 months, and if you got an old one, just like Jason Kovaleski and the heck half the people I know, get a brand new from Stevenson Air Conditioning. All it's going to do is pay for itself over a period of time. They are incredible, no doubt about that. Alabama, this was Longhorn Wire predicts. Longhorn Wire predicts Oklahoma to beat Bama. This is preseason prediction, bold prediction from this organization. November, before the Auburn game, Alabama on the road at Oklahoma. Longhorn Wire Joey Hickey shares some unbelievable predictions and bold predictions. The home crowd will be too much. The home crowd will be jacked up. Bama's in town. Oklahoma gets it done. They are pumped up to have opportunity to host the mighty Crimson Tide of Alabama. So we already know what's going to happen. Don't play the game. Anyway, Alabama football SEC champs this past year.
I think that story was a little biased. That's what I think.
Thank you, Wildcat. They played in the playoffs. The football team did. Basketball has an opportunity to win the SEC regular season championship. Excuse me, had a really good year. Baseball team is ranked right now. Softball team is ranked right now. All the heat from a group of people getting on Alabama's athletic director because of Eli they got rid of Eli Gold. People not pleased with that. But you got to say the guy's doing a pretty good job. They're good in just about every sport right now.
And he hasn't thrown a pitch, made a tackle, or hit a home run yet.
But he hired some. Let's see. But here's the main hire that he just did, this brand new football coach. How is that going to play out? I don't know.
Good luck with that.
Now, in the past, Glenn, as you know, Alabama odds, not just to win the SEC, but Alabama's odds to win a national championship is always either number one and number two for it seems like the last 17 years. Not so this year. Alabama, we're talking about the SEC. Best odds to win the SEC. Bama actually comes in fourth place with a plus 950.
Who is
number one is Georgia. Number two, best chance is Texas. Number three, Ole Miss Rebels. And Lane Kiffin, all the transfer he's got in. They got a good team. The schedule sets up pretty nice also. Alabama's schedule's a little bit different. Now, this other 24/7 sports, they got Bama football. They're going to have them seeded after the 2024 season. Bama will be ranked number 10. That means they'll be on the road on December 21st, I believe, is the first game. It'll be the 21st or the 20th in December up in Notre Dame in Indiana in the freezing cold weather. Bama travels. The game will probably be at night. What happens to the mighty Crimson Tide? I'll tell you what 24/7 says. The number 10 seed team on the road will go up there and get beat by the number 7 seed team, Notre Dame.
So how do you know Notre Dame's going to be number 7?
Because that's what they said.
Oh, right.
Alabama loses in the first round of the playoffs.
We're just putting out magazine fodder is what we're doing.
We're giving facts and figures. Ranking,
as far as you
ranking the top 2024 SEC head coaches. Let's rank the top 5. And I don't know, it's 24/7 CBS. I didn't write it down. Coming at number 5, and I don't know if this should be higher or lower. I'll ask both of you guys. At number 5, Ole Miss coach Lane Kiffin. He's won 94 games. He's lost 49 at Ole Miss. The last 2 years, double-digit wins. He's got a rolling over in Oxford. Number 5, I'll give you all of them. You come back and talk about it. Number 4, DeBoer, the new head football coach at Alabama. His record is 104 wins, 12 losses, all-time record. He just lost to Michigan in the national championship game. He beat Texas, Alabama's former offensive coordinator, in the playoffs. He beat Oregon's head coach with a lot of rumors that they wanted Oregon's head football coach. He beat him twice last year. So he's beaten 2 pretty big-name coaches right there. Number 3, Texas, Coach Stark. He made the playoffs. He beat Alabama on the road. His record, 71-49. He won the Big 12. Number 2, Coach Kelly at LSU. His overall record's pretty impressive. 283 wins, Glenn. He's getting close to 300. Like many people will never get 300 wins. He's lost 102. He's tied 2. He's played for the national championship at Notre Dame. He got killed by Alabama 42-14 by doing it. And the number 1 coach, not only in the SEC, but the number 1 coach in college football now, Kirby Smart. 96 wins, 16 losses, and 2 national championships. Brian, rank the top 5 coaches in the SEC.
I might flip DeBoer and Kiffin.
I get it.
To be honest, I might even flip Kiffin ahead of Sarkisian. I don't know. Those 3 are tough. I'm fine with Brian Kelly at 2 and Kirby Smart at 1. I'm trying to think if anybody's left out. I don't think so. I like what Stoops has done at Kentucky, but he's not in this top 5. So, yeah, I think it's fine. I think you could interchange any of 3 through 5. I love what DeBoer has done. And, look, he got Washington to the national championship game. There's something to be said for that. I don't know. Kiffin has done it a little more regularly to me than either Sarkisian or DeBoer, and at a tougher place to do it. So, if I were personally doing it, I'd probably have Kiffin at 3, Sarkisian at 4, DeBoer at 5.
Even though with some of the things he does, 4th and 1 from his own 20.
Yeah, but
that's the reason
you saw less of that this past year than you did before. I think he's maturing. A lot of people forget Lane Kiffin is like my age, I think. I mean, Lane Kiffin was a head coach at 31.
Yeah.
That's
crazy.
He had to mature in front of us. A lot of people mature when the cameras aren't on them.
Yeah.
So,
Glenn, give me your top 5.
I'm got to go with Kirby Smart. I'm going to move Kiffin up to 2.
Okay.
All right. I just think this could be his year, And then I like Kelly, and then then Sarkisian's 4, and then Sarkisian's 4, and then I think DeBoer's 5.
Okay.
I just think it's his year.
We just don't know about DeBoer in the SEC.
Right, that's the only reason I got him.
His record's unbelievable.
Right, yeah, I understand that, but this is a different league than he's used to playing in, and so
I'm kind of like you, Glenn.
Yeah, and I think last year was the big bolt for Texas, but is he going to do it 2 years in a row now that he's moved up to another? And he knows how the SEC is, but does he have the talent to stay with it every game like he did last year?
I got Kirby for 1. I got Kelly 2. I got Lane 3. Stark 4, and Bama 5. That's just me. How much time we got? We got to go. Okay, that went quick. I got a lot more, but that's fine. That's good. We'll stop right there. When we get back, we're going to talk about this is a second about Auburn, mainly FSU, and then Brian's going to hit us up on Florida around 8:30, and then we'll finish out the show at 8:45 to 9 o'clock. Wildcat, you okay?
I'm good.
Everything good?
He's still smiling.
I'm busy back there.
I thought you had baked a donut back there or something. All right, let's talk about some of our great people. Stevenson Air Conditioning. Cannot say enough great things about Jason and the crew. They are throughout Northwest Florida. They're local. They're a family-run organization. Don't go with some national company. Let's go with Stevenson Air Conditioning. Locals taking care of locals. He grew up here. He's got a great staff. He's the most honest guy I know. They do an incredible job. Stevenson Air Conditioning, number 1. If you have get it serviced every 6 months. If you hadn't used them before, use them now. Do what we tell you. I'm telling you, he's great.
Better do it before it gets 100 degrees.
Yeah, do it right before summer, right before winter.
There you go.
If you got an old one, get rid of it. I'm telling you, they're only going to get more expensive as time goes by. Get one now. You're going to save money every month in your power bill. Over a period of time, it will pay for itself. Stevenson Air Conditioner, number one, not even close. Don't forget about J. Michael's Restaurant. Today is the day, the world famous J. Michael's Spaghetti on Thomas Drive. If you never had it, you'll love it, Glenn.
Absolutely.
You get it all over your face, but I tell you what, it's something.
I got my rubber lab coat to go over, so.
Yeah, you do. That is true. Brian, Donna said, wanted me to know if you're going to be there today.
I think I am going to be there.
Okay, I think she's listening. She was upset she hadn't seen you so a while. Hey, you just amazed me, man. Carla waits on us there, and I've known Carla forever. And she had a picture. She goes, I want to show you this picture. It's of Donna. I look at it. It's not me in the picture. Guess who's in the picture? Brian. So they're showing it yesterday again. This is the second time I had to see it. Everybody's, he's cute.
They took one of you and it broke the camera.
Thank you, Brian. I was upset because I was not the center of attention. Anyway, whatever. Get out to J. Michael's. And if you're in Lynn Haven, there's only one place you want to go today. Wednesday. You like wings, you're going to get some big ones, baby. They are outstanding. 10 wings and a side for $9.99. We all know Pat does a great job as city commissioner over there. The guy's incredible. Everybody loves Pat. Always giving back to community, helping out everybody he can. But get into Beef O'Brady's great place over in Lynn Haven. Check it out today. And they got the 10 for 10 every single day out there. The food's incredible. Atmosphere second to none. Glenn, you talking about those chips? I love their chips there. They're like that one place you and I used to go all the time. It's no longer there. All right, we'll be right back with Wildcat, with Brian, with Glenn, with your FSU and Auburn update. Be right back. 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida is taking it to the hole. Your home for the most live college basketball in the Gulf Coast. The ACC, SEC, and the biggest games in the country. Plus the official station of March Madness.
The Panhandle's destination for live play-by-play.
Hear every slam dunk in ultra-high fidelity right here.
ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your forecast on this Wednesday. Mostly clouds this afternoon and evening with a gentle breeze at 9 miles per hour out of the south-southwest, and look for the high to be 72. Tonight there will be mostly clouds with the temperature reaching 53. Mostly cloudy tomorrow with the high of 66. This weather is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
There's nothing more satisfying than helping you find the perfect vehicle. And this month, find something you love at just 2.99% APR on our most popular models. Plus 90 days until you make your first payment. Like the 2024 Camry with stylish good looks and impressive performance. Or the 2024 Corolla, built for comfort and style with top-notch tech. Panama City Toyota. For over 30 years, where relationships are born.
Offer expires March 4th. For details, visit PanamaCityToyota.com.
Ellis Agency Insurance has been serving Panama City and Bay County for years. They offer a full line of affordable insurance coverage of all types. Many people are attracted to Ellis Agency Insurance because of their friendly, knowledgeable staff. Call independent agent Johnny Ellis for a true comparison of your personal or business insurance. Ellis Agency Insurance at the Old Cullen Insurance location, 1134 Harrison Avenue, across from Dandy Donuts and Deli. Call 763-1627.
Welcome to It's the Coach James Hale Show.
I believe diversity is an old wooden ship that was used during the Civil War era.
Live from the J. Michael Studio, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Eagle, hey, Martha, Kenny, James Guanam. Speaking of Martha, how's she doing?
She's doing good. She was at she sent me a picture. She was at the Mexican Golf Open there, right there, Puerto Vallarta.
All right.
So,
good job. Yep. Good girl. Like her a lot. Auburn Updates brought to you by Beef O'Brady's Lynn Haven. Just told you a minute ago, today is the day. 10 wings and a side for $9.99. Go
And
check
you
out
can
Beef
afford
O'Brien's.
to eat there even on my salary.
There you go. That's true. There you go.
Coach pays me.
They give away food for free?
No.
Turn his mic off.
No, I sit back there by the dumpster.
You love their onion rings. Outstanding.
I truly do.
Yeah, they are good. Now, I've had them. They're good. Glenn, the chips there are unbelievable. Get out to Beef O'Brien's and have a great day today. Tell them the coach sent you in there. Make sure you tell them, hey, Coach told me to come here today.
There you go.
That helps me out. Pat likes it when that happens. All right, Glenn, Auburn, spring football is going on. They brought in some really high-end talent, especially at skill positions, especially at the wide receiver position. Again, I'll say it again. The receiver from Foley, Alabama, the Julio Jones clone, he looks like him. I'm not sure he's as talented as Julio, but he is a 5-star, and they say he is. But he sure looks pretty out there in that field. Auburn's, you can tell they've been through winter workouts. The bodies look really good. I think Auburn's going to be a much improved football team. You know what? It's year 2. Now it's time to produce. He's got to be a lot better this year than he was last year, and I think they will be. We'll have more about that later. Auburn baseball, they got a big win over good little team up there, Samford. The Auburn puts them on them 12-3. Auburn's only lost one game. That was, I think, to Virginia, which is ranked highly this year. Auburn's ranked in the top 25 in baseball. So they got that rolling. The big basketball game, let's see what they can do. Can they finish out and win? They're going to need some help. The big one, honestly, though, the biggest basketball game is going to be Saturday, Alabama, Tennessee. There's some games tonight. But, Glenn, I want to stop here on Auburn because we've got to do Florida in a little while. It's a little bit different. We're not going to have Mark McLeod on today, so it's a little bit different. We might have some time to go back and finish up on some FSU or Auburn. But now let's talk about newbies. Get out, newbies, have a great time. John and Shark do a wonderful job. Don't forget tomorrow, 12 o'clock, show up at newbies. They have lunch for you. Then at 1 o'clock, they start playing bingo. That's a big deal, man. People are loving it, newbies having bingo. All right, what you got for us today, Glenn?
Well, we're going to start out. The baseball team, they won the other day. They beat, actually, last night they beat USF 12-4. And they are 7-0. First time they've been 7-0 since 2019, and they will be playing this weekend at Friday night. They will be playing Michigan State, but they'll be playing that at Greenville, South Carolina. So I'm assuming there's a little tournament there, a little 4-team thing going on. So congratulations to them. Boys basketball, if you watched the game last night, they played NC State. They won 90-83, and they were playing at Georgia Tech on Saturday. So that makes them 15-13. They are at 9-8 in the ACC, which makes them 7th. So they will be ranked number 7 going into the tournament because they had beaten NC State twice this year. So we'll see how all that works out. Softball team's on the road. They're out in Oregon to play in an Oregon tournament. They will play Friday at 3:30 against St. Mary's and at Mount St. Mary's, and then they'll play at 6 o'clock against Maryland. And then Saturday they will play at 1 o'clock against number 4 Washington, and by the way, FSU's number 11 right now. And then at 6:30 they will play number 23 Oregon. So that rounds them out for this weekend coming up. So they're exciting to watch, and I like their catcher. She's from Sneads, Michaela Edenfield.
Sneads has a pretty outstanding softball team too.
Yep. And she, her number is 51. So when they hit a home run, they call her Area 51. So I thought that was pretty neat. So out there, we want to talk a little bit about Coach Norville's moving up in the pay ranks, so we want to talk a little bit about that. They did not want him to get away, so
they didn't want him to go to Bama.
That's right. This year, he will make $10 million, and every year from now until 2031, there will be added $150,000 to that. So he will go from $10 million to 2031. He'll make $11,050,000.
How will he survive in Gainesville? In Tallahassee.
I don't know. I think he's going to buy up some property there and
he can afford to live in both places.
That's true, yeah, wherever he wants. So he'd be like Coach and buy one on the down there at 38. Also, we want to talk about some of his incentives. He'll get $100,000 if he is in the conference championship game. Then he'll get $250,000 if they win the conference. He'll get $100,000 if he's in the non-playoff bowl. Then he'll win $250,000 if he's in the first round. And then if he gets in the semis, he'll get $500,000. If he's in a championship game, he wins $750,000. If he wins a championship, he gets $950,000. And then if he's the
he can make almost $12 million.
Yeah, if he's the coach of the year in the SEC, he will make $50,000. And if he's the national coach of the year, he'll make $100,000.
It is so much fun to look at coaches' faces when you're given these numbers that coaches are getting.
All right. And so,
he's got a tear in his eye.
But the bad part is, he's taking a back seat to a couple of the players. They're making almost that much now, anyway. So, but anyway, they have a bunch of prospects coming in the next 2 or 3 weeks. One of the things that's going on is they're trying to, 24. They're getting some late people with 24 and also 20, 25, 20, 26. So, you're always constantly moving in that direction to get people to show up. And they'd had 21 scholarships coming in, plus the transfer portal. And the reason you get a lot of transfer portal is because you had people transferring out. So you have those slots already.
Well, you got 6, I think, from Bama. They're pretty good ball players.
So it's, well, I think it's Talabama is what we're calling it. So,
hey, I'm really an FSU fan now.
I know.
Alabama,
I'll tell you what.
Alabama East.
Yeah, there you go. I'm looking forward to seeing what DJ, I call him Ukulele, but it's Ungalule or something like that. I can't remember. But anyway, he fits the mold for quarterback because of his size. Mm-hmm. So he's more adept at running. And he's not going to be hurt quite as easy.
How good is the defense going to be?
The defense is going to be outstanding, I believe, because we have got some top talent coming in. And
you lost some good players.
We did, and we got some really good linebackers coming in. We got Marvin Jones Jr. coming in at the edge rusher, and the secondary has always been talented, but they've got some really talented freshmen and a couple of guys coming in that are on the transfer portal. What I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen with all that. But I think they're going to be solid. Will they have the year they had last year? Who knows? I mean, you just can't see, but they seem to be more physical and even and a little faster, if you can believe that. So, like I said, looking forward to that. And they really don't start spring practice till March. And so, a couple of next week. So we'll see. They're going to start after their spring break, so they don't have a drop in there.
Well, I was looking at the softball. FSU now is ranked 12th in softball. Baseball, I don't see them ranked.
They're not ranked, which they're 7-0. But
basketball, I don't see them ranked right now.
No.
Football,
no.
Pretty good.
I think
the athletic director they got there. I think everybody likes him. I don't think there's any problem right there whatsoever.
And the golf and tennis team are doing well. Both tennis teams and golf teams are doing well. I tell you, they always have a talented track team, which is one thing. And let you know that the flying circus is doing great. So,
all right, when we get back, Brian's going to have our Florida update. And keep Mark McLeod in your prayers. Right. He went through a procedure, doing well right now. And that is out of nowhere. And they found something, but he's fine. Everything's going to be perfectly well. Matter of fact, it's going to be better than it was before. And
if that's possible.
That's hard to do.
Yeah.
And he'll be back with us next Wednesday, but he is doing good. But keep praying for him. Keep praying for him. Ryan Movey, keep praying for Ryan. And right now, let's talk about some of our great people.
I was going to say the FSU Georgia Tech packages in Ireland are on sale. You can get a package. And also, there's going to have a hate flight against against Herb Street. So you're going to fly into his hotel and badger him all the time. So
that's a great positive thing to do. They also, Jeremy Pridgeon's church, going to have a charter bus going over to the FSU. I think it's FSU Florida baseball game. I believe that's who they're playing. But I'll talk more about that and when that's going to occur. But that is pretty cool. They do that, so you can just drive over there. I think you have to buy your own food.
Jeremy will be in here tomorrow to talk about it.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll be in here tomorrow.
You're going to buy me a ticket to go. Right?
Whatever you want, I will do. Charlie Corn's place on 15th Street. We already talked about that big room in the back, 25 people. But the food's incredible. What do you expect? Charlie and Lynn, they've been doing this business since 1986. And like Glenn points out, there's one up on 231. Right. But I love the new one right there on 15th Street.
It's closer to my house, yeah, absolutely. The thing, too, is not only just the lunch specials. You can get all kind of breakfast food, everything. They got good steaks there.
God,
I tell you, I love the heavenly hash. I'm sorry, it's heavenly, so that's all I can tell you.
Let me ask you this. Were you invited to the annual, every Monday the gathering of Tommy Santamont there at Charlie Corn Place? I didn't get an invitation. Did you?
No, because he knew you were busy on the radio station.
Nah, that's no excuse. They could have waited.
Oh, okay.
It could have been lunch.
That's never stopped him before.
Yeah. He's.
No, I'm not.
I'm upset with him. Anyway.
Well, we can always crash the party.
Did you? Have you been? Did you show up with them?
No.
Okay.
No.
What's that group that used to go to Granny's? That's the Mosley family.
Well, it's kind of all the old coaches. They still go to Granny's at 7 o'clock.
Was it just mainly the Mosley people?
Well, most of them, yeah, that'd been there.
The Mosley Mafia is over there.
Yeah.
So, who's it? Tim Jennings? Who else?
Tim Jennings. Gosh, it's got to be Coach. Oh, shoot, you made me say it, but Coach Lawson's there. And Coach Redford's there.
That's some legends there, buddy.
Yep. So and Harry Frank, Coach Frank's there.
Yeah.
So yeah,
good people.
Coach there's another Coach Jennings there, by the way.
Oh, thank you. We'll be right back.
Florida State.
Woo!
Take ESPN Northwest Florida with you everywhere you go.
Anytime, anyplace, anywhere.
The sports talk and live play-by-play doesn't have to end when you get out of the car. The ESPN Northwest Florida app streams your favorite sports talk hosts and the biggest games in ultra-high fidelity.
This is of utmost importance in travel.
Take the sports talk monster with you anywhere you go. Available for Android and iPhone.
Use it anywhere or any place.
Hey there, business owners. Do you feel lost in a sea of numbers, struggling to navigate your day-to-day accounting? At Lighthouse CPAs, they specialize in guiding businesses to make more money and keep more of what you make. From bookkeeping to tax planning, they've got you covered. Plus, with their user-friendly software, managing your finances has never been easier. Spend less time on paperwork and more time growing your business. Call Lighthouse CPAs 850-785-5254.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
It's time for a new kitchen from Kitchen Designs. Kitchen Designs in Panama City Beach and Santa Rosa Beach offers full service cabinets, countertops, and flooring. Cash and carry cabinets available the next day. Kitchen Designs has been family owned and operated for over 20 years. Ask for your free cutting board with any purchase through March 10. Call Kitchen Designs 850-775-4150 or stop by their showroom 7934 Front Beach Road and on Lynn Drive in Santa Rosa Beach.
If you got more A's on your truck than you did in high school, you might be a Bama fan. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Coach O's, if you're still listening, when is spring break? When are the kids out for spring break in Bay County? Hey, Google, when is Bay County spring break?
Hey, Google.
All right, we are back live on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Brian, what do you have for us today, Mr. Brian?
Well, before I get into what's going on down in Gainesville, I want to get into more of what's going on here. Of course, as we get into the spring break season, doesn't mean what it used to mean.
That's correct.
Used to mean hide in your house for about 3 weeks and don't drive down on Front Beach Road. But now it means sports tourism, which basically is going on all year. But we got a lot of events coming to town. Over at the Public Sports Park, we've got 70 youth soccer teams, 50 youth flag football teams. And then over at Frank Brown Park, we have the Arnold Fast Pitch Classic with 33 softball teams in. A lot of great events. Again, TDC always behind all of those. We thank them for all their efforts and, bringing a less rambunctious crowd to our area.
Absolutely.
That, we love being sports tourism capital of the world. All right, so on the Florida Gators, let's kind of bounce around the athletic department. We'll finish up with some football. Golf, Glenn, this is for you.
Yeah.
Ian Gilligan won the Southern Highlands tournament out there for the Gators. Gators ended up 4th overall, but it's the second straight year that Florida's had the medalist in that tournament. He's a transfer in and is playing really well, so congrats to him on that tournament win. Basketball, Gators remain number 24 in the poll. Todd Golden's doing one of the best jobs in the country that nobody's talking about. I mean, that Florida basketball program was a shambles when he took it over for Mike White, and has them number 24 in the poll. They're going to play at home to Missouri tonight. Gators currently sit 19-8 on the season, 9-5 in the conference. Missouri, not as good, 8-19 and 0-14 in the SEC this year. Woo. So rough stretch there, but you can never take a conference game for granted. Florida coming off a big win over Vandy, 77 to 64 on the weekend. Florida baseball, it's all over, folks. All the hype and everything. Florida lost a game. Fire the coach. Burn it down. It's all over. Now, Florida did drop a game on the road to Stetson yesterday. 7-4. Stetson put up 5 in the first inning, which I don't care who you are. You can't give up 5 in the first. Florida did come back with 4 in the third, but ended up dropping the game 7-4. Left 8 men on base was the thing for Florida. Cold bats, but you can't leave that many runners on base. Florida drops to 5-2 on the season, and they will face Bethune-Cookman today. But it's early season baseball. They play 1 million games. I think the Gators are going to be just fine. Over to the gridiron now for Florida. We do have some news, coaching shakeup, if you will. Joe Hamilton is apparently leaving his role as the scouting director for Florida to take a role with Texas A&M. Now, the role with Texas A&M is yet to be confirmed, but this was a big move because Hamilton was with Billy for 3 years at Louisiana, then came over with him and has been with him at Florida ever since Billy took the job. Now looks like he's going to be leaving to take a position with A&M.
That kind of signals something. Go ahead.
Well, it's not so much this one. The fact that there's been a lot of coaching moves signals something to me, and they appear to be not being pushed out the door. They appear to be rats jumping off the ship, if you will.
Exactly.
But anyway, we'll see. Russ Callaway has been promoted to co-offensive coordinator. He's the tight ends coach. That was a move that's been speculated on for a couple of weeks. Looks like they have confirmed that. And Florida has hired Dan Enos for an off-field role, scouting and director of head coach projects. I don't necessarily know what that means, but again, off-field. But Dan Enos, for those of you who recognize that name, he's been around for quite a while. He was in 21 and 22. He was Maryland's quarterbacks coach and offensive coordinator there with Loxley and Talia Tagovailoa. And then last year, he was brought into Arkansas to be their offensive coordinator. And, of course, that failed spectacularly after about 8 games. Arkansas never could gel with what Enos wanted to do and KJ Jefferson and everything. So, but he has been an offensive coordinator as recent as 2/3 of the way through last year. But at Florida, his role will be in off-field scouting and head coach projects. So that's really what's going on down there in Gainesville. Of course, you know, we can lean a little more into, like you said, I mean, I think it's been 4 or 5 different coaches now who've kind of left. Now, look, coaches are going to look for greener pastures. They need to, especially when you're a young assistant, you need to climb that ladder and move up. And, you know, it's tough on the family moving around so much, but if you're going to advance, you got to be willing to move. So some of it, I'm sure, is just true opportunities presenting itself, but you have to wonder, everybody hears the same thing that we're talking about, that every other show's talking about. Billy's on borrowed time. It's the most brutal schedule in the country this year. How many of these coaches are looking because they want to get out of there without the stain of being on a staff with a head coach that was fired.
You go to Texas A&M, brand new coach, you probably guaranteed 3 years of having a job there.
Sure.
Florida I don't see how he can survive.
Well,
I hope he does. I don't see how.
Well, let me ask you this. I mean, you've done it mostly at the high school level, but at the collegiate level, you've been around these guys a lot more. Does that stain stick to you? Like, if the head coach gets fired, do you get painted a little bit with that brush as well?
No, not really. There's so many. As a college coach, as a high school coach,
Sure.
you're hired to be fired. It's going to happen.
Well, sure.
It's just part of your life, and it is what it is.
It's the same thing in high school, just like in college. As an assistant, you're tied to that coach. So when he goes, there's a definite possibility you might go too.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Look at Saban when he didn't get fired, when he retired. Look how it affected the lives of all those people.
Right.
The offensive coordinator, he left Notre Dame, comes to Bama. Where did he wind up? I forgot. It's some NFL team. I can't remember I don't even know where he's at right now. I have written down the offensive coordinator at Alabama that they just brought in, the young kid.
Grubb. Yeah, he's with the Seahawks.
So, okay, I don't know. He's not a coordinator, though, right?
I think so.
Okay, well, he turned out that worked out great for him.
But Grubb came with the guy from Washington. But what happened to the guy that was with Kirby that came from Notre Dame?
No, I'm talking about Saban's Tommy Rees.
Okay. I thought you were talking about Grubb. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know where Tommy Rees ended up, honestly. Yeah. I know he was looking at a lot of jobs.
Like your point, when Coach Bryant, they interviewed him, and he said he broke the record. Why don't you retire? They tried to get him retired. His doctors that played for him said, "You need a coach. You're going to kill yourself." He goes, "If I quit, what happens to everybody in that office?" And it's right. Ray Perkins came in and got rid of everybody. He got rid of the tower. He got rid of the radio people, the TV people, and the new coach in Alabama's got rid of all those guys.
Tommy Rees, current tight ends coach for the Cleveland Browns.
Okay,
good.
Well, he came out all right. Yeah, but I can see these Florida guys. If you get a job just as good and it pays about the same, hey, we're probably not going to be here after this year anyway. I can get a job at A&M. This guy's first year, I'm going. I understand what he's doing. I get it. Florida, just like you pointed out, that schedule, he might win 7 games, probably maybe get coach of the year, but he won't. They'll fire him. You can't lose at Florida. You just can't.
I wish there was something they could do to where you could only hire and fire in certain times of the year, but it's impossible. Because you could have deaths, you could have health-related things that create openings, and you have to do it.
Did you hear the latest?
It's just brutal.
Sankey wants to move not Sankey. They want to move the National Signing Day up.
Back to December the 4th, I think I saw.
Earlier up, 2 or 3 weeks earlier because of the playoffs and everything else. I don't get it. Why, if they want to enroll, do what they used to do. They enroll and you pay for it. You wind up paying for it anyway. The schools do. Because the big deal, they wanted to sign before to get them in school a semester early.
Right.
Let's just go back and have in February. Let those coaches have a life, man.
Right.
We don't need the early signing period. Nope. I don't get it.
I know it. And then all those guys can transfer after.
So that's what I'm saying.
After the bowl game.
Well, you'll know what you really need after the bowl game when they all leave.
Right. We got an anonymous Georgia text. It says,
I wonder who that is.
How many?
Reese is in Hershey, Pennsylvania, making his family's candy. That's what he's good for.
How many days has it been since?
I don't know. But text how many days it's been.
God.
But yeah, that was anonymous.
But get back to that high school. They can sign February 4th. They used to be a national. I mean, that was a big deal.
It was a big day. Now we got 3 or 4 weeks of them.
And April 15th, they can transfer out again.
That's right. So
you want to know why college coaches, they're good ones, can get to the NFL, they're going. In the old days, you didn't want to put up with that crap. Now it's better.
Right.
Well, think about it. I mean, the schedule's significantly easier, which I never thought that would be the case. But the difference used to be in college, you could truly coach and you were developing young men and this, that, or the other, and you had control over them because they were young and needed it. And in the pros, what you were doing was you were dealing with professionals, and so
you were babysitting.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Well, now they're basically pros in college. You're doing the same thing anyway with significantly more immature human beings.
Correct.
Than you're dealing with in the pros. So, the pro job is significantly better.
You have no life anymore as a college coach.
No, absolutely not.
None. Then once you sign them, you can't coach them up and develop them like you would in the past. You can't make these kids tough anymore.
That's right. If you say a cross word to them, they're out.
Yeah.
Well, you don't give me my money.
Right.
We got to take a break. All right, let's take a break, talk about some of our great people. We appreciate every one of our wonderful sponsors. Love you guys. Y'all do a great job. Get out and support these guys. They do, they're nothing but winners. Patrick, happy birthday. Turpo Pest Control. You want the yard look beautiful? Patrick's birthday today. I believe he's turning 50. He looks a lot younger than that. You want your yard look gorgeous? Call Turpo Pest Control. They'll make it happen for you. No doubt about that. Paparazzi Gourmet Deli. If you love pizza, you can get it all right there, Paparazzi. You can get lasagna, spaghetti. You can get anything you want. Sandwiches. And then the deli. Paradise cake. Try it one time. You'll be hooked.
There's also that, complex cake, the Napoleon.
Well, that's after Glenn, It's it's good. It's good.
It's not short like me, but it's a
short ingredients. It's really good. It's outstanding. Paparazzi Gourmet Deli. And I love what about that is John. I love John. That's a fine man. He loves FSU too.
Right.
He is a great man. He's a retired police officer. His family back in the day had a deli up in New York. They have like 100 years recipes that people absolutely love. The food's incredible. Check it out. Paparazzi Gourmet Deli on Thomas Drive. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Do you want to look better, feel better? Jason Kovaleski can make it happen for you. Dr. Ward, we had him on today. He did a great job, like always, when invited to develop skin cancer. If it doesn't look right, doesn't feel right, let's get Glenn Manley down to see Dr. Ward because he needs it. 5 minutes can save your life. Newbies, 3 great locations, the mothership, and don't forget, bingo tomorrow, 12 o'clock. Go have lunch down there. 1 o'clock, they start playing bingo. This is a new deal going on at Newbies, the mothership. It's a great time down there.
I got to practice my bingo.
Bingo! Newbies 2, the place to watch all sporting events. Get down to Newbies, have a great time. We'll be right back, 104.3. ESPN Northwest Florida. Love that Rudy's Barbecue on Baton Beach Road also. We'll be right back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. We're taking the inside drive.
Really ban court storming? Is it part of the game? Is it part of what happens when you have an upset? A big upset?
Well, they have to, there's got to be a buffer like they were talking. You got to allow a minute to let these, athletes get
Okay.
I mean,
good point. I get that. Yeah, let the
Join Ryan Mulvey.
Thank you very little.
Middays 11 to 1 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your forecast on this Wednesday. Mostly clouds this afternoon and evening with a gentle breeze at 9 miles per hour out of the south-southwest, and look for the high to be 72. Tonight there will be mostly clouds with the temperature reaching 53. Mostly cloudy tomorrow with a high of 66. This weather is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Visit the newly remodeled Mid-South Lumber Hardware and Feed Store in Youngstown. They have a full line of plumbing, electrical, hardware, and tools for your DIY home projects, as well as lumber and animal feed. Now offering not only baby chicks and a full line of poultry supplies, but also bunnies and parakeets. They also carry a wide selection of Duplin wines and gourmet products so you don't have to drive to the beach. Come see us at Mid-South Lumber on Highway 231 in Youngstown.
If you spend any time at all in your yard, you're going to encounter fire ants.
We know they can ruin a party. That's why we're this area's experts at fire ant elimination.
As your certified top choice professional, we will rid your yard of these unwanted invaders. Brock Pest is so sure they will get rid of fire ants that they offer a 1-year guarantee.
Enjoy your yard fire ant free. We guarantee it. Give us a call for your free consultation.
Brock Lawn and Pest Control, our family protecting yours since 1968.
You don't know what his problem is. But it's probably hard to pronounce and untreatable.
That don't feel so good.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local from the J. Michael Studio, ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back to Wildcat, Brian and Glenn on a beautiful Wednesday here in Paradise. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. I want to thank all of our wonderful sponsors. Dr. Chad Mitchell, the legendary doctor. You can listen to him every Monday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Any type of injury, go see Chad. The guy is incredible. Rudy's Barbecue on Baton Beach Road. Tell you what, man, 3 breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and they do cater. The place is incredible. Check it out. I think you'll love it. No doubt about that. Stevenson Air Condition. And then real quick, today is the day, world famous J. Michael Spaghetti, only on Wednesday. If you're over in town today and only today, Beef O'Brady's, 10 wings and a side for $9.99. Go see Pat. Tell him I always said hello. Whew, love Chuck Tucker, South Oak Tottenham Closing. The guy is incredible. Now, I got a question. This is tough. Wildcat, jump in here and give us what you think. There's only 8 teams that have played in these bowl games. Okay, only 8. Cotton, Fiesta, Orange, Peach Bowl, Sugar Bowl, Rose Bowl. And back in the day, the Peach Bowl was not an elite bowl game, so that some of the Blue Bloods probably didn't play it back in the day. But there's 8 teams that have had the honor of playing in the biggest 8 bowl games in college football history. Again, Cotton, Fiesta Bowl, Orange Bowl, Peach Bowl, Sugar Bowl, Rose Bowl. Who is, and matter of fact, this one school has played in more bowl games than any other school and more wins than any other school in the history of college football. Wildcat, who is that team? Glenn, who is that
that's
team?
That's a tough one. There's so many.
Hey, you had your chance.
It's either going to be Alabama or Michigan.
Well, which one?
Michigan.
Brian, help him.
Let's say the Ohio State University.
The most ever played in and won, the Alabama Crimson Tide. And they are one of the 8 teams that played in all 8 bowl games. Who is the other team?
It would be Georgia.
LSU.
Who's played in and won?
Let me help you out. No, this have played in them. 8 schools have only played in these bowl games. All 8 of them. They're out of the ACC.
Miami.
It'd be Clemson. Duke.
Thank you.
Lord.
Thank you. You love the school.
I do.
FSU. Jason Kovaleski just got. Thank you, Jason. FSU.
All right.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't apologize. Miami was also in there. Miami was in there. Okay.
Even when you win, you lose.
All right. Now, you said this team had won all of these games more than Bama. You were wrong, but you did mention the team. Ohio State Buckeyes have played in all of them. So here are 4 of them. Here's 4 of the Blue Bloods that have played in all these huge games. Alabama, Florida State, Miami, Ohio State. Who are the other 4? One is in the old Big 12. Who is it, Glenn Manley?
Oklahoma.
Correct, sir. The Oklahoma Boone Sooners. The other one, Brian, out of the Big 10.
Well, I'm going to say Michigan, but I also think Nebraska.
Penn State.
Thank you. Penn State. Yes. This team, breaking news. I was surprised at this. This one blew my mind. This team, breaking news, Georgia scored again.
Notre Dame.
They gave up more points in the national championship game.
TCU.
I did not know that. And the last team to do this, to play in the Cotton Bowl, Fiesta Bowl, Orange Bowl, Peach Bowl, Sugar Bowl, Rose Bowl, it's a team that either love them or hate them.
Everybody hates them. Everybody hates them. Glenn, you've got a nickname for them.
The Orange Tennessee. No.
Well, everybody definitely hates Tennessee. I'm surprised Notre Dame hasn't played in all of them.
Remember now, were they always allowed to play in bowl games throughout the years?
I don't know. They've all been.
No, they have not. I think
the Tennessee Volunteers.
Yeah, Tennessee Volunteers. Great job, Glenn. Y'all all had them. It's just you had a couple that weren't. But here we go again.
I really thought Nebraska.
I did too. I'm with you. But it wasn't. Cotton Bowl, Fiesta Bowl, Orange Bowl. I think the Peach Bowl's won it, threw everything out of whack.
Rose is tough, too.
Yeah, because the combination of the Big Ten and the Pac-12 all those years, Rose Bowl. But it was Alabama, FSU, Miami, Ohio State, Oklahoma, Penn State, TCU, and Tennessee. My question to all 3 of you guys, when will the NCAA, or we even have to use the NCAA, they gave Joe Paterno back his wins. When do we give Bobby's wins? When do Bobby's wins get given back to FSU? When do we get them back?
I don't know.
Why can we not get them back?
I don't know. Because they're in the ACC.
Well, we need to raise ACC and get them back.
I don't know why they wouldn't give them back. They gave them back to Joe. Bobby had absolutely nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
And so, but Joe supposedly might have known something.
Yeah. Did you see the movie?
Yeah.
That really was a good movie.
Yep.
Who was he? Who played him? He was in The Godfather. Forgot his name. Italian guy. What the heck was his name? Al
Pacino.
Thank you, sir.
I thought you were going to say Al Capone.
I just love the notion of, did you see the movie being fact for you?
All movies are facts.
No.
They're not.
No.
They don't tell the truth?
They do not.
Well, I know
Well, the
everything.
news always
Next,
tell the
he's going to be
truth.
saying that the internet's not the truth.
I thought it was all true on the internet.
Oh, my goodness. I watch CNN every... Yeah, right.
Sure you do.
Anyway, I had something else. Well, I'm not going to do that. I'll save this one for Glenn.
No, it's a family show. Don't put that one in there.
All right, y'all got anything y'all want to talk about? I'm talked out. I got to go.
Talk about the FHSA house.
Seriously, what do you, let me ask you guys this for real. What do you think? How long does our new coach last in Tuscaloosa? Can he get it done? His record's unbelievable. I hear great things about him. But if we just look at the history of this, what happens when you follow a legend like that?
I think it depends on the players more than it does him.
But can they keep? They have money. They have a lot of money. Don't feel sorry for Alabama, but Ohio State, Texas, they're on a different level when it comes to NIL money.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they even beat Georgia out on downs.
I'm gonna tell you what, the oil money in Texas is unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, look, it hadn't worked for Texas A&M though.
Well,
but the expanded playoff is both a gift and the worst thing in the world, because you can now get in there with a couple of losses. Multiple teams from the conference can get in. It's certainly easier to get in 12 than 4. However, if he doesn't get in and 3 teams in the conference go ahead of Alabama, that looks way worse than just slightly slipping up and missing a playoff of 4.
You grew up in that state.
Yeah.
You know this. If you don't win it all, if you don't win a national championship, or you don't play for it.
I think for the first 2 to 3 years, he could get a bit of a pass on winning it all, but he needs to be in the playoffs. He has maybe this year to not make the playoffs. But he's got to make the playoffs going for you. If you have 12 and Alabama's not in the playoffs, nobody's going to survive long. To be perfectly honest, whether I think it's right or not, I think he's going to be gone after 2 years. Either he's going to say to heck with it and go off somewhere else, or, I mean, I just think that the faithful is just going to turn regardless. I think they already have in a lot of respects. And it's a shame, because I think he's actually going to do a good job there. I just don't think he's going to have enough time. I think 2 years is what's going to happen.
They're going to have to get...
There's a couple of things that he's already done wrong. I think what Jimbo did, you go in there and change the culture of the people in the office.
Getting rid of the recruiters that they had, right? I did not understand that.
But, you know, I think those are the things you gradually kind of
I'm not talking about the coaches.
Right, I know what you're saying. I'm saying the same thing, too. When you go in the main office with all the people that work in there, and from the bottom floor to the, Let
me tell you another thing he had nothing to do with, but's going to hurt him, just an overall fan perception of things. What happened with Eli isn't getting talked about nearly enough. There's a lot of people really upset by that, and it changes their whole feelings toward the program. You're already in an uncertain time. Now you're taking out one more thing that's been a staple to the glory days, to winning. Yeah. Now, there's a lot of people upset. It just makes them more apt to jump on being upset quicker.
And I think he, like you said, he didn't have anything to do with it. You know, so.
All right, breaking news. Thank you, Jamie Pickett. Jinx basketball champions. Jinx basketball are champions.
There you go.
There you go.
The championship. Good job. You didn't bring that up.
Well, I didn't know it.
All right. Thank you, Jamie. Yeah. I appreciate that, man.
There's a Coach Oles there that coaches a basketball team.
Well, no wonder.
Yeah.
No wonder they won. All right. How much time? 30 seconds. Hey, leave it right here. Ryan Moby's got a great show like he does every single day. David, the Underdogs, would do a great job. If not, David walks out, Brian's there, so it'll be great no matter what. We'll be back tomorrow. You listen to the legendary 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We hope you have a wonderful, exciting, fruitful afternoon and day and night. See you tomorrow. Bye, Wildcat.
We're out of here.
See you.
ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Dr. Chad Mitchell. And I said he's learning to be a better doctor. And they said he couldn't get any better than he is. I said, I agree with that. But it is true. You go to, hey, this is big time. This is big time. We're national now. We're national. We're not just college football. Did you pick up one little thing?
Oh, I picked up more than one.
Weekday mornings 7 to 9. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your forecast on this Wednesday. Mostly clouds this afternoon and evening with a gentle breeze at 9 miles per hour out of the south-southwest, and look for the high to be 72. Tonight there will be mostly clouds with the temperature reaching 53. Mostly cloudy tomorrow with the high of 66. This weather is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
It's time for a new kitchen from Kitchen Design.